I built a Flutter app that uses both ChatGPT and Claude. And when I asked them the same questions, the answers were completely different. Let's find out which one is actually better. So here you can see that this is the app that we have created. Now you can see that I've just added a switching feature at the top, which is like the user can switch from ChatGPT to Claude and Claude to ChatGPT. We are doing this just to test that which AI is really better and how we get some perfect responses from that respective AI. The idea is simple. We are going to pass a same question to different AI brains and we are going to see what response we get, right? So we are going to just test a first phase where we are going to ask some basic question or a simple question to both the AI, right? Now let me hot restart the app and here you can see that I've just selected Chat GPT. So I'm going to ask a question to the Chat GPT. So I'm going to ask like what is Flutter and we are going to send this to AI, right? And you can see that we get a quick response from a ChatGPT AI that Flutter is an open source UI software development toolkit created by Google. It is used to build a natively compiled application, and you can see that it has shared some key features like fast development, expressive UI, cross platform performance. You can see that I have just passed what is a Flutter question and the ChatGPT give us a very good response. Now I'm going to use a Claude and let's see what response we get from a Claude. So I'm going to switch to Claude right now and I'm going to use or pass a same question like what is a Flutter and let's see what response we get from Claude. Okay, so the response has been simply been shared by a Claude. I've just asked what is a Flutter and this is the response. It has been written that Flutter is an open source framework created by Google for building application across multiple platforms from a single code base. Here are the key aspects. Okay, so you can see that the Claude has also shared some key aspect that what it does. Flutter allows a developer to create apps for mobile, iOS, Android, web, desktop, Windows, Mac, Linux. It has also shared some core technology, how it works. Flutter uses widgets as a building blocks. Everything Flutter is a widget from button. And then it has also shared some key advantages like hot reload feature, lets developers see the changes instantly without restarting the app. Then it also shared the common uses, who uses it. So you can see that once I simply pass a same question to both the I didn't get a very good result from a chat GPT, but I get a brilliant result from a Claude. I got some detailed explanation from a Claude that what really the Flutter is, and it also give me all the things in a structured and a clean method so that I can understand what really the Flutter is. But in the chat GPT you can see that it has only written the key features. It has given you some few lines about a Flutter, but Claude give me some brilliant response when I asked them a same question. So in the first round, the Claude has been totally been passed, and I'm giving the Claude a 1 point and a Chat GPT 0. Right now, in the second round, I'm going to ask a coding question to Chat GPT, and then I'm going to pass the same question to the Claude. Right. So the coding question that I'm going to ask. So I'm going to write a Flutter login UI code. Okay, so I'm going to just ask a Flutter login UI code first from ChatGPT. So let's send this and let's see what response we get. So here you can see that it simply share me the complete login page UI code. It has written that below is a simple example of a Flutter login UI. This code creates a basic login and it has wrote a main.dart page code and the login page code you can see over here. All the things have been shown in the very structured manner as I can see over here, like void login. It has created a function and username. Okay, okay, this is the code that I can see. This code includes the following features: a simple login with form with a username, password, fields, button to trigger a login function, right? So this is the code that has been shared by ChatGPT. Now let's see. We are going to switch to the Claude and we are going to pass the same question, right? Okay, so now let's send this and let's see what the response we get from the Claude, right? So let's send this. Okay, we got a response from the Claude that here is a complete Flutter login UI code, and you can see that the code is uh, okay. So here we wrote main.dart code, and then it has used a global key, text editing controller, void dispose, and it has simply written like void login, but it didn't wrote a complete UI code that I need. It has just wrote a simple code. So here the Claude didn't give a perfect response what ChatGPT does. You can see that ChatGPT also wrote a UI itself with by using a scaffold widget, a column widget, but in the Claude I didn't found anything regarding a UI. It has just wrote a function that we need for the login page, but nothing in the UI. But in the chat GPT I got a complete real code from the chat GPT. Okay, so you can see that this round simply wins by a chat GPT, and we are getting a perfect code from chat GPT rather than a Claude. So here the end of our second round, and the score is like chat GPT 1 and Claude 1, right? Now let's move to the third round, where I'm going to ask some creative question to both the AI. So we are going to first pass like give me a startup idea. Okay, so I'm going to write like give me a startup idea. So first I'm asking to the chat GPT. So let's pass this and let's see what startup idea we get from chat GPT. Okay, so here it has just passed me that here is a startup idea for you, an on-demand personal wellness assistant app that connect users with wellness professionals such as a fitness trainers, nutritionists, and a mental health counselors. Users can access a personalized advice, schedule virtual sessions, and receive tailored wellness plans based on their individual goals and preferences. Right. So here you can see that this is the startup idea that has been given by a chat GPT. Now let's switch to the Claude and let's see what response we get from the Claude. Give me a startup idea. So you can see that I'm passing the same prompt to both the AI just to test that what result we get from both the AI, right? So let's pass to the Claude and let's see. Okay, so the response that we get from the Claude is that a smart meal prep assistant. The problem: busy professionals and families waste time planning the meals, often end up throwing away a spoiled groceries, and struggle to maintain a healthy eating habits. The solution: an AI powered app that creates a personal weekly meal plans based on your dietary preference, automatically generates a shopping list and track what's in your fridge to suggest recipes before ingredients expire. Key features has been given, and you can see it also gave us a revenue model. Wow, the revenue model, the subscription model is there. Why it could work? Okay, growing the food waste awareness, increase focus on health and budget, target market health conscious millennials and Gen Z, busy parents, people trying to reduce a food waste. Wow, so I think so here the Claude totally wins, because the response that I get from a Claude is like really best, because it simply share as a revenue model, the target market, why it could work, the key features. But in the chat GPT you can see that it has just shared out the key features and a simple idea. So the Claude simply wins over here, and I get a complete idea of a startup. And I think so this idea is really great. If you want to develop the app something like this, let me know. Okay, so here we found that if we want to get something creative idea, Claude totally wins. So here the end of the third round, and the score is like ChatGPT 1 and Claude 2. Now in the fourth round I'm going to check that which AI responds us really fast, right? So I'm going to pass again a simple question and we are going to just track the speed, and we are going to see that which AI reply us very fast, right? So I'm going to pass a simple question. Tell me about yourself. And we have selected a chat gpt, and we are going to send this, and we are going to track like how much time it takes. Okay, so we get a response quickly. You can see that in under 1 to 2 seconds. I am an AI language model designed to assist with a wide range of inquiries, blah blah blah. You can completely read this. Now I'm going to use a Claude, and let me pass the another question. Tell me about yourself. I mean the same question, not other question, to Claude, right? And let's pass this, and let's wait for the Claude. Okay, it is taking some time. As you can notice, 10 seconds has been over. Okay, so we got a much detail about a Claude, but the response that we are getting from the chat gpt is really fast than a Claude. The chat gpt took around like 2 to 3 seconds to reply, but Claude took nearly 9 to 10 seconds to reply. So here in the speed test, the chat gpt totally wins, and in the end of fourth round we found that we have the score like ChatGPT 2 and a Claude 2. Okay, so this is the end of ChatGPT versus Claude, and the end result is that if you ask a coding question to ChatGPT, it's going to give you an awesome reply with some brilliant code. But in the Claude, we don't get an awesome reply when we are passed a coding question to Claude, right? Now, second thing, if you want to get a quick response from any API, ChatGPT totally wins. But Claude is also really great. If you want some structured and a thoughtful answer, Claude is actually impressive. We can use a Claude, and if you want to get some idea about anything, you can use a Claude. So you can notice that both the AI have their own merit and demerit point. It's up to you, like what's your requirement. You can use that respective AI. So now here you can see that I've just wrote a complete code. Now let me give you an idea that what all things I've written over here, right? Now this is the chat screen that I've created, and we have just used a stateful widget, and I've used a two API, ChatGPT or an open AI API, and the second thing we have used a Claude API, right? So here you can see that I've used a call ChatGPT function, and we are passing a prompt over here. I've explained you about a prompt. Now a prompt is something that you need to pass to a API to get your perfect response from an AI, right? So what I need to do is that I need to pass a string prompt. Now you can see that I have wrote what is Flutter. Now I'm telling the AI to tell me that what is a Flutter. Now this is a prompt that we need to pass to the AI to get a perfect response from an AI. I think so it's clear, right? Now here you can see that I've just wrote final http.post, and we are passing this open AI http link. Okay, so you just need to use an http package over here, and we are going to just use an http link by an open AI, right? Now here you can see that I've just passed a header. You can use an open AI API key to access this ChatGPT AI. We have used a model GPT-4o mini. There are many more models, but we are going to use GPT-4o mini, and the messages, and in the message I've passed a role as in system, and in the content I've tell that please do not give any hashtag, star or dash or underscore from your side. So I've just passed some critical rules. You know that once you use a AI API, you usually get a response in hashtag star. So I strictly pass a critical rule that I don't need this anything, right? Now I've just passed a call Claude function, and we have passed a prompt here as well, and this is the http link that we have passed. Okay, so you can see that just pass the header, and we have passed an API key, anthropic version, and there is a model we have used like Claude Sonnet 4.5, etc., etc., right? So this is the model version that we have used, and we have also passed some critical rules. I think so this video was really interesting for you because I haven't brought this type of videos on this channel. So if you found this video really interesting, please do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know in the comment box if you have any better idea regarding an AI or what all things we can do with an AI. Let me know in the comment box. Until then, keep coding, keep having fun. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.